cats so far. I have a fourth one going. So someone might say to you, hey, tell me what to say. I don't know if it's necessarily knitting. I'm in a really hard month so far. It's both been really good and really fun and really hard, I guess, let me just say. I haven't really been filming for the last week and a half. My grandma actually passed away last week, so I was kind of, letting myself take a break and just, it brings on old grief as well when new grief comes up. And today is actually the anniversary of one of our best friends passing away in an accident, so we actually went to have lunch with one of his kids, which was really nice. But yeah, I had all kinds of plans and goals for the last couple of weeks and to get back into the swing of things after our trip to Hawaii, but all of that stuff was happening, and I just feel like I haven't really let my body rest and decompress from it. And I don't know, I've just been feeling all kinds of things. This past weekend was a really fun weekend. We had our closing weekend for the ski resort. This coming week is actually the real closing, but all the celebration was last weekend. And there was a couple of friends' birthdays, so we went out and skied with them, and everyone's dressed up in costumes, and it was beautiful 70-degree weather and skiing. It was awesome. And then we also had 2 memorial skis for people that passed away this year. So, it's just like this wave of emotions. And I think as a business owner, you have goals and you have, this week I'm going to get this done and do this. And then life exists, real life is part of this journey, and you have to just let yourself take a break if you need it. And I think I really needed it. So I wasn't filming very much. I didn't really work on my business all that much other than just doing some knitting to relax and to relieve some stress. I'm actually working on a new collection that I'm calling the Zero Waste Collection. Throughout the season, I have a gigantic box of scraps that ends up accumulating, and every single year I'm like, I'm gonna make something with all of this. And I haven't really had the motivation to do it until this year, and I don't know, I'm loving it so far. And I think I'm going to make a collection of zero waste scrap-tastic beanies. I know it's a little late in the year for selling beanies necessarily, but I'll try them on the website, and if no one's interested, then maybe I'll wait and release them in the fall. So I just went to a dance fitness class that I haven't been to in months, and it felt so good. It feels good to just dance it out, and I think like a lot of the stress, the grief, the overwhelm, it's like so helpful just to move your body and sweat. I just finished that scrappy beanie I've been working on. It actually took me longer than I expected because I've been fusing all of the ends of yarn together. If you're using 100% wool, one of the properties of wool is that it will felt together, and how that works is I'll pull the fibers apart a little bit on the ends. I think you saw me doing that yesterday, and then put them together, and then with water and agitation it actually totally fuses together. And so for a scrappy beanie, usually I don't do that as much on my regular hats unless it's in a strategic spot, because you can still see where it's fused. Let me see if I can find a spot where it's fused. Oh yeah, like right here. Oh, might not even show. Oh yeah, this one. So you can see how the two colors have twisted together. I don't know, you can probably even barely tell. But for a scrappy one like this, it's like totally hidden. But anyway, it takes a little bit longer to fuse all of those ends together. But I don't know, I am really excited about this hat. I basically did the fireside beanie pattern. And let's see, let's try it on, because this type of yarn, the merino wool, is a little bit thinner than the Peruvian, which is what I use to make all of the fireside patterns. But let's try it on. What do you think? I think it's so cute. It's fun and it's funky and it's colorful. And I have an entire box of various scraps from all of the beanies I've made this season, and I feel like this would be a really fun collection to make. They're all going to be unique, but it's a fun way to be zero waste. And you know, with the wool, it is zero waste anyway, because all of the ends that I have, I actually have been composting. The yarn I use is all dyed with also acid-free, chemical-free, biodegradable dye. So that allows me to compost any scraps that I don't use. But I figured since I have enough of them, I could make a bunch of these hats and, I don't know, have a cool collection. I definitely am going to make more of those. I'm really excited about it. I've been thinking about doing it for so long. But the big task of today is actually to reset my office because it is a disaster. Basically all season it's been so busy and we've been gone and getting backroom trips and stuff, and I've just really pushed things aside and not kept it tidy. So I think today, or at least this morning, let's just take some time to do that and come back refreshed. It's been a weird week with, you know, all of the grief and things like that, and just feeling unregulated. The reset will be nice. I just had to go on and post a story about the new beanie, and of course I got stuck in the rabbit hole. So I need to finish my coffee, then we will clean up the studio. believe how out of control those scrap bins got. I basically have 2 huge boxes of scraps now, and I split up the 2 types of yarn that I use. One is a hand-dyed merino wool yarn and the other is a Peruvian wool, so the texture is a little bit different, but I do want to make zero waste beanies out of all of this, so that's kind of my next big project. Obviously, I'm not going to get that all done today, but at least I have this organized and, you know, I have a couple more things to tidy up. Not the aesthetic, productive, organizing video that I was thinking I would film in my head. I don't think I'm very good at that kind of thing anyways, so a lot of that stuff ended up being birthday gifts that I had not put away yet, and my birthday's in December. I think I was just putting everything in my office because it's kind of like my space, but I just organized some of that stuff. And then I'm one of those people that throughout the year, if I see something that I feel like would be a great gift for a friend or like my sister or something, I'll buy it. And just have a little pile of that stuff. And then my problem is that a lot of the time I'll forget that I have those things, so I made a separate pile for that and I have it put away. But it feels so much better already. Things just being a little bit more organized. Getting those scrap bins organized was really nice. And I'm just really excited. I already started another scrap beanie. Hopefully that's just a project that I can knock out in the next couple of weeks and knit through that box of scraps. It's a huge box though, so we'll see how long it takes me. But yeah, this week was not the week I was hoping it would be. I think I just was wanting to go into this week with a reset after coming back from Hawaii and then planning all kinds of things for the next season in business, but with the loss of my grandma last week and then just other friends that have passed and doing memorial things for them, it's just felt really heavy this week. So I think it is important to remember that you need rest as well, and rest is productive, and if you don't do that, that is the ticket to burnout. And I've had really bad burnout before, and I definitely don't want to get there again, and I ultimately want to feel excited about my business, and I hope that you take care of yourself too so that you can be excited about your business and don't get bogged down and burnt out. But yeah, the next couple of days I will be doing all of that business planning and take you along on that journey. There's this thing called the CEO Day that I love to do, and it's basically like a reflection of the last season in business and then planning for the next season, but with a lot of like intention and alignment and where you're at now. And as you've been watching on my vlogs, I've been going through this kind of identity recalibration, like who am I within this business and within my niche. I'm introducing a lot of new things, which I'm excited about, but I'm kind of stuck on how do I share that in a way that's still interesting to you and that you want to follow along with. But slowly but surely figuring that out. You're along on this ride with me. I think for the rest of the afternoon, I'm just going to continue working on these scrappy beanies, and then later tonight, I actually have a really fun thing that I'll bring you with. We're doing a little girls' night. My friends and I like to do a clothing swap once a quarter or so, and it's just a fun way to get together, have like snacks, and then do a clothing swap. And it is Earth Month, so for me, that's one of like the big sustainability things that I like to do to get new stuff or to get rid of new stuff in a sustainable way.
Actually, I probably should niche down. And don't worry, if you've decided that you do want to niche down, we're going to get to you in just a bit. So, you're not going to niche down, you want to talk about a variety of different topics, you are a multi-passionate human being, I respect you.
Wow, this video is speaking right to me. I don't know if you guys watch Jade Beeson's videos, but she is a content creator and she basically makes videos about how to improve your content making, I guess. And I've been watching her stuff for a while, but that really nailed a lot of things. I will link that video in my description if you're curious, because I feel like it applies to a lot of us, and especially as a maker or like an artist, I feel like that's always just the hardest part is, you know, we have to make content to sell our work and to show who we are because people want to see the face behind the brand and stuff like that. And it's not always the case, but it's very much usually the case. And I don't know, if you can find out a way to make it fun for yourself as well, I think that just shows through. And then hopefully it just really builds a better connection with your audience and the people who will be buying your products or who would share about your business to other people and that kind of thing. So yeah, this is a very good video. Good morning. Progress is being made. I have made 3 finished scrappy beanies so far, and I've got a 4th one going, and I feel like I'm just getting the hang of it, and this one's like my favorite so far. I'll show you what it looks like. I love it. I feel like this is a good hat for everything, and it's so cozy. I don't think it even needs a pom-pom. It's just gonna be fun and funky, and good vibes, and totally zero waste. I'm even planning to use my leather labels on this, so the entire line of beanies is completely biodegradable. I have cork tags that I usually use on my merino wool beanies, but there's like a fabric backing that I'm not actually sure what that fabric is, so I can't say that it's 100% biodegradable, but if I use the leather, then it will be. So I'm really excited about that, and next week is Earth Day and National Park Week, so I can talk about it next week. I kind of wanted to circle back and talk about that video that I shared with you yesterday. I don't know if you've thought about it for yourself, but you know, thinking about niching down and then who are you and what gets you excited. What could you talk about for an hour? And I was thinking about it, and I don't know if it's necessarily knitting for me. I think if I was in a room of knitters, I would get really excited to just talk to them about projects and yarn and stuff like that. But I found that for me, as a knitter, I'm more of a process knitter, where I just enjoy the process of knitting. I'm not, you know, seeking out all these crazy new patterns or stitches or yarns even. Like, I enjoy yarn, of course, and I do have quite the collection of yarn, but I don't know if that's like my deep inner like obsession per se. I think what it is for me, and I think I've slowly come to realize this throughout the years, is I get so excited when people want to start a new business and want to start a business that is crafty or creative. My friend Angie actually came over yesterday. She's the one that helps me once a week, but she is thinking about starting a new candle business, and I've just been so excited. Like, she's like, I think you're more excited about it than I am. And I just get really excited when people want to dive into this small business world, this like maker world, and I think I've noticed this like even with the types of content that I consume and like the Instagram accounts that I follow, the vlog channels that I follow. It's all different types of crafts or people who are taking control of their life and living creatively in their own way. So kind of just bucking the conventional life path and wanting to set out on their own and do their own thing, whatever that might be. That could be a knitting business, it could be a jewelry business, a candle business, or not even a business, but just, you know, a solo traveler who shares their travels, or, you know, outdoorsy gals who are showing, you know, tips and tricks for doing better outdoors and things like that. So I don't know, I think just the excitement of people starting something new, I've always found that I get really excited and have all these ideas for them, whether they want them or not, I guess. Maybe that's a fault too, unsolicited advice. But I don't know, lately I've been thinking a lot about this retreat too, and how that is the culmination of all of these ideas, just getting together with other creative women, women who have businesses, women who just want to do something more, and actually chatting about that. So I don't know, I've been also thinking lately about creating more resources for small business owners, and in talking with my friend Ange, who wants to start her candle business, I'm like, she's asking me all these questions, and things that I think sometimes we forget that we actually know. Like after running a business for 6 years, you kind of forget those early stages and how you started, and how for someone that could be totally like unknown and something really challenging. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's, you know, a given or an obvious thing for me now, but they might not know that, or you might not know that. So I've been thinking about maybe creating more resources like that, or even more videos that are specifically about a topic that you might be curious about. If you have some things you've been dying to know about how I run my business, definitely let me know in the comments. I feel like the vlog has been more like a journal or a video diary of my day-to-day life and my business life. But if you want me to make videos that are more specific, like sharing a specific process or aspect of the business, let me know that too. I don't know. Thinking about that has just gotten me really excited. So I think I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.